So I went ahead and purchased one of the German K98s from Royal Tiger Imports. I didn't particularly want to get one. I did get a lot of requests to review them, and I just decided why not, just so people can make more of an informed decision on purchasing one from them. I did purchase one of their Yugoslavian captures before, did a video on that, but this is one of their K98s listed as original German with original German markings on it. So I'll go ahead and take a closer look at it. So looking at the buttstock, you can see a little faint serial number there. There is a bit of a ding below the takedown disc for the bolt. Butt plate looks to be in good shape. Looks like it has a late war trigger guard on it. You can tell it's got stamped parts on it. There's the bolt. Bluing looks to be decent. Looks like a small bit of pitting on the top of the recoil lug right there. You can see pretty much the bluing's gone on the floor plate here. There's a BOIF 43. See, this looks almost like it's like a wire wheel was taken to it or something. You can kind of tell that, I'll be able to tell more when I clean it if that's finish or just a lot of dirt, but it looks almost like a wire wheel was taken there. Dings in the stock. A lot of bluing gone here on the two bands. Seems to be a decent amount of finish left though on the barrel and the bayonet lug. Alright, so I'll go ahead and flip it over. So I'm going to guess that this side was probably a side that was covered when it was stored, because this side looks a lot better than the other side. It has some, dings in the stock, but it looks a lot better than the other side of the stock. So I'm just going to guess that this probably where it was laid down. You can see there the finish is better on this side too on the barrel. Got a pretty good serial number there. So overall looks okay. I mean, it's not, something that I'm super excited about. I'll go ahead and take it apart, get some video of all the internal parts and the underside of the barrel. I'll take some pictures of the bore. I did take a quick peek at the bore, and so far it looks good, but once I clean it out, I'll get a better picture of whether some of the stuff I see in there is dirt or pitting. And also be able to, check out the functionality a little bit better of the weapon. So here it is all broken down. Start with the action here. It's actually fairly clean under the barrel. It's not like some of the other ones I've had. Just a little bit of dirt there, but bluing looks excellent. See import mark here. You can see on the wood line a little bit of difference in bluing, but overall not too bad. I really do think, just from the feel of it, there was some kind of wire wheel that was kind of scratched away the bluing there, but for whatever reason it's in that spot. You can see it's actually in pretty good shape. The serial number here does not match the receiver. It's likely this barrel was swapped out. Now, to be fair, Royal Tiger did not claim that these weapons are, in any way all matching or untouched, just that they have all German markings. They didn't claim that potentially that any or all parts would match. Only spot that I see what could be a little bit of pitting is right here on this side of the rear sight. Looks like a little bit right there, but I think some oil will clean that up pretty well. Again, bluing looks pretty nice on this. A little bit of bluing missing on the exposed part of the barrel here, but otherwise looks pretty good. Trigger guard is interesting. It's like a late war stamped trigger guard. You can see the Waffen amp here, but it's pretty clean. Looks pretty good. A lot of finish missing on the bottom of the trigger guard here, but otherwise looks good. This part of the stock looks good. Should clean up nicely with some linseed oil. Put all the small parts in here. Definitely has a lot of late war parts to it. This is the kind of a crude late war barrel band. A lot of mixed parts. I would imagine for a 1943 made rifle, it's not, I guess, unheard of. They may have these parts, but it's most likely all these parts were thrown on at some point after the war to just kind of make rifles. But all the parts look pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with the firing pin. The firing pin looks like it's in pretty good shape. The teeth aren't all ground out like you see on some of these. Overall, parts look pretty good. I think they'll clean up pretty well. I'll do some more close-ups after I clean them up, see what other markings I can find. But looking forward to getting it cleaned up. Sure, it is all cleaned up. Go ahead and take a closer look at it. So overall, it functions pretty well. This is a cock on open, so it can kind of be a pain to film, but overall, the bolt functions pretty well. I did check the safety. I did have an issue with one of my K98s. I had to replace some of the parts in the bolt just because the safety wouldn't work, but in this case it does work. So functions pretty well. Starting with the buttstock. Buttstock looks pretty good. There's a bit of a chip here, kind of a dent. Looks pretty fresh. I think over time some linseed oil will kind of blend that in. Put a sling on it, got it from at the front. A few other little dings here in the stock, but otherwise, stock does look pretty good. There's your marking, BYF 43. It does look like a wire wheel or something was taken to the metal here. It does look pretty scratched up, but nothing deep. A little bit of chalk here to show the markings for the ranges. Some leftover chalk residue, but shows how sharp the numbers are. Not much bluing left on the barrel bands and on this side of the barrel. It's kind of interesting. And I did get a cleaning rod for it. This took a 12.5-inch cleaning rod. So I'll flip it over and take a look at the other side. So you can see on the other side the bluing is a little bit better. I think it's just the manner of which it was stored. You can see a serial number here on the band. This is actually a stamped band, so pretty late war. Stock looks pretty good. There's your sling. You can get these from at the front for like $15. They're pretty decent. There's your serial number and eagle. There's another eagle here. Just didn't put any chalk on it. There's your model 98. And this side of the buttstock is pretty nice. You can
can see here. The stock on this side is better than the other side. I think it's just the way it was stored. I mean, overall not bad. I would say this is a pretty good example. The bore came out decent as well. Overall, I'd say it's okay. I don't think it's really worth, the price they're asking for, but I guess that's up to you, based on your opinion. I mainly did this video just so I could show people what they would get for the price that they're asking for. So thank you for watching. I'll have some more projects coming up, so feel free to like and subscribe.